Tonight, there are signs President Trump will withdraw the U.S. from the Paris climate change agreement. Well, the president is insisting no official decision has been made yet. Sources expect him to pull the trigger soon, at least on some level of a withdrawal or renegotiation. All this occurs against the backdrop of an incredibly tasteless video and what appeared to be a typo in a tweet that then got a very strange follow-up at the White House. All of this is day 121 of the Trump administration. Chief White House correspondent John Roberts is on top of it all from the North Lawn again. Good evening, John.
Brad, good evening to you. During the election campaign, President Trump promised to bring back American manufacturing and create jobs. The question tonight, can he make good on that promise and still stay in the Paris Climate Accord? In the Oval Office with the Vietnamese Prime Minister today, President Trump wouldn't tip his hand on which way he'll go on the Paris Climate Accord, but said a decision is imminent. At the G7 meetings in Sicily last week and at the NATO summit, President Trump told America's allies he truly cares about the environment, but he's also concerned that adhering to the strict protocols of the Climate Accord could risk the U.S. falling behind nations like China and India in manufacturing and job creation.
All the burden, once again, is on the United States to adhere to things that other countries aren't willing to do. And I think this president is looking at this and saying, I'm here as the President of the United States. Is this the right thing for our country?
Well, several sources who spoke to Fox News believe the president will make a clean break from the accord. One suggested the president may seek a middle ground, withdraw from certain agreements like the Green Climate Fund, but stay in the overall framework of the deal. The possible nuance of a decision made no impact on Democrats. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer tweeting, quote, "We must do all we can to protect our planet as well as our economic security. Withdrawing from Paris agreement would put this in jeopardy." Even the president's allies warned against pulling out. Tesla SpaceX CEO Elon Musk, who sits on a number of White House advisory councils, tweeted, quote, "Don't know which way Paris will go, but I've done all I can to advise directly to POTUS through others in White House and via councils that we remain." When asked what he'll do if the president withdraws, Musk replied, quote, "We'll have no choice but to depart councils in that case." The president today lashed out on Twitter, ripping comedian Kathy Griffin for a photo showing her holding a mocked severed head of the president. President Trump tweeting, quote, "Kathy Griffin should be ashamed of herself. My children, especially my 11-year-old son Barron, are having a hard time with this. Sick." The photo drew a rare public rebuke from the First Lady in a statement to Fox News saying, quote, "As a mother, a wife, and a human being, that photo is very disturbing. When you consider some of the atrocities happening in the world today, a photo opportunity like this is simply wrong. It makes you wonder about the mental health of the person who did it." The president also left the nation scratching its head after sending out a bedtime tweet last night that ended with the word "covfefe." It looked like a simple typo of the word coverage, but this morning the president made a game of it, tweeting, quote, "Who can figure out the true meaning of covfefe? Enjoy." The White House press corps wondered why it took hours for the original tweet to be deleted and whether the president needed a better Twitter monitor, prompting this rather cryptic response from the press secretary.
The president and a small group of people know exactly what he meant.
The simplest explanation would have been that the president sent out a tweet with a typo and didn't notice it last night before he went to bed. But Brett, simple somehow rarely seems to apply here at the White House.
And we still don't know, covfefe, the definition.
There's no official definition, but there certainly are some creative ones out there on the internet.
And definitely on Twitter. John, thank you.